You know what you might not have to have copium with, and I got some reasons why I think it's gonna be a success, is your next article, dude.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, next Netflix is moving. That's the article, guys. Thanks for coming. It's just like
See ya.
that's it. Netflix is moving very gently into cloud gaming. The latest Netflix for games is, in fact, Netflix. Netflix has announced this article, by the way, coming from Ollie Welsh at Polygon. This article, Netflix has announced a move that many have been waiting for the company to make ever since it started to get into gaming, and that is game streaming direct to TVs. In a low-key announcement, Netflix's gaming boss Mike Verdu said it had begun a limited beta test to a small number of members in Canada and the UK, allowing them to play 2 games on their TVs. Support for playing on PCs via browsers will follow in the next few weeks. Rather than support Bluetooth controllers, at present the Netflix cloud gaming service will be a bespoke smartphone controller app, which had already been spotted on the iOS App Store late last week. The app appears to put a simple virtual stick and button layout on the phone screen with a big fat A button surrounded by a small B, X, and Y button. An arrangement familiar for Nintendo's much loved but seldom imitated GameCube controller. On PCs, mouse and keyboard controls will be supported. The games playable in the beta test are Oxenfree, the cult narrative adventure game from Night School Studio, which was acquired by Netflix in 2001, and something called Molecule's Mining Adventure. The latter game is a total mystery. Unlike Oxenfree, it's not part of an existing catalog of games that can be played natively on smartphones as part of a Netflix subscription. According to Verdu, it's a, quote, gem mining arcade game. Our goal has always been to have a game for everyone, and we are working hard to meet members. Where they are with an accessible, smooth, and ubiquitous service. Today, we're taking the first step in making games playable on every device where our members enjoy Netflix: TVs, computers, and mobile. This limited beta is meant to test our game streaming technology and controller and to improve the member experience over time. He added, taking pains to point out that we're still very early in our game's journey. I mean, we'll pause right there for a second, Mike. What do you think about this little GameCube smartphone controller? Where are we at with this? What do you think?
Okay, I think it's a good idea. Everybody has a phone, right? All your phones are already connected basically to your TV, to your Wi-Fi, whatever you need. So it's like you don't need new hardware. You just need software. Netflix has always been basically a software company,
Yeah,
right?
pretty much.
So
Forgetting the whole DVD, thing.
yeah, I mean, yeah, Netflix was kind of like Redbox, and then they killed Redbox when they went 100% online.
Yeah.
That's essentially what happened, right? So I think this is a really good idea, and the reason why I was really excited is Netflix has obviously one of the best streaming platforms ever,
Oh
right?
yeah. Yeah.
I think the only other people that can really rival them would be Amazon Prime Video, just because it's Amazon and they have unlimited money, and
Yeah.
then YouTube, who's been in the game forever, right?
Dude, you can't leave out HBO Max. Prime.
Oh,
No, you can't leave out Peacock.
okay.
You can't leave out Paramount.
Hear me out, okay? Hear me out on this. HBO is a network, and it's a televised broadcast,
That
initially on
also
cable.
has a baller streaming service. They have the
That
entire
is
Harry Potter series, Mike. Are you kidding me
that's
right now?
true. So does Disney Plus, but those are more IPs, right? Intellectual properties.
Okay.
They have their own set of like shows. I mean, now you can make the argument for Netflix has that, but they're new to the game in terms of that. I think Netflix is struggling because of the success of HBO, because of the success of Amazon Prime. Hulu's even making like come up right now. It's kind of nuts. And then you
Listen,
got Peacock. Yeah, you like sports, that's the place to be.
listen.
And
All I'm gonna
Paramount
say,
Plus, I mean, dude, they got what, 2 shows that are okay?
all I'm gonna say is, um, I forgot what I was gonna say, but I will say I do remember.
Sorry.
I do remember when Netflix, when it first started, the Instant Watch. Remember that? It's like they went for
Yes.
DVDs, and then they had the Instant Watch service, which was their like it was like their shoehorn into the on demand and internet based. And then eventually they just got rid of DVDs because they were like, internet infrastructure is good enough. Just give them the give them the content kind of thing.
True.
So, yeah.
True.
And I remember,
Yeah.
I remember specifically on the Wii, if you wanted to watch Netflix, you needed the Netflix disc. Remember that? You could, like plug the disc
Yeah.
into the
Yeah,
thing
that's
and
true.
just select the Netflix app. Oh man, we've come a long way. But
We really have. It's kind of nuts.
but yeah, dude, I mean everything's streaming now. It's an interesting climate. And yeah, I mean, Netflix getting into gaming ever since they kind of like, said, a couple of years ago, like, yeah, we're starting our gaming pursuit. Now it's like, okay, we're starting to kind of see things I feel coming to fruition a little bit more, and everything's kind of developing, which is good to see. But very interesting. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense, right? Everyone has a phone. Very interesting controller design, I think, to go with something like that. I'll be curious to see on like a PC though, if how keyboard and mouse fares.
Oh, that's a good point.
Titles.
Yeah. I think they're really going to just gear towards mobile games, probably mostly
Yeah.
mobile games and like story-driven games. If they could try to do something similar to like a watchable experience that's also a game that you can interact with on your phone, like TV shows, maybe like creating choices for the characters and having
Right.
stuff go out that way. I think that's probably where their niche would really be.
That's
I don't
true.
know.
Yeah.
I think Netflix is trying to have a serious pivot because they're struggling. I mean, maybe not financially. I'm not sure how the financials look with Netflix, but if you're stopping people from sharing passwords and you're trying to encourage more and more people to sign up, you're raising your rates, you're losing some IPs to other competitors. I mean, they got to
That's what
do
I'm saying.
something drastic, and I think this is a positive, drastic thing to do. That makes sense.
Like, Mike, why would you possibly get rid of the ability to share passwords? That was your bread and butter. That's how most people
You need the
watched.
money.
You know what I'm saying?
If you need the
Ugh,
money, dude. You know, some CFO did an entire audit of the company and realized they were leaving $2 million a month laying on the ground because more and
it's
more accounts
crazy.
are signed in from different IPs. I don't know how much the actual figure is. Don't attach to 2 million. I like to just throw stuff out, but I'm assuming it's a lot of money. Otherwise, why would you like prevent people from sharing passwords, right?
Yeah. I just love the irony when I always see the tweet that they made years ago. Like, love is sharing your password or something like
Yes,
that.
and it's gone.
And it's
They're like, "Oh
gone.
wait, we're gonna go broke. We have to change it for our survival."
It's
You
crazy,
know?
man. Probably making so much money too.
Yeah.
We shall continue on with this article. There's not much left. The tentative nature of the announcement contrasts with Google's noisy but ill-fated push into cloud gaming Stadia, which launched in late 2019 and closed just 3 years later. While many
Wild.
expect cloud gaming to be a key part of the future of video games, there are many technical and other barriers to its growth. An uptake for rival services like Xbox Cloud Gaming, which is technically still in beta, and Nvidia's GeForce Now has been slow. In that context, Netflix's caution to entering the competition to establish is what often is called the Netflix for games makes sense. Another challenge for Netflix in this gaming catalog is its gaming catalog. While actually pretty high quality, has been built around mobile gaming so far, and many of those experiences won't translate well to TV screens. It's safe to say, it seems a safe bet to expect its streaming service to focus more on titles where there's an existing PC version, like Into the Breach, and less on mobile originals such as the wonderful Poignancy, Poinpy, Poinpy. Is that
Sounds right.
Poinpy?
Looks
Like
right.
Coinpy or
Pointy.
Poinpy?
Yeah, pointy.
Nevertheless, Netflix seems serious about its gaming ambitions. It has steadily been both acquiring and founding studios over the last 2 years and says it has 16 games in development in-house, including a AAA multi-platform game and original IP, led by Bungie veteran and Halo and Destiny co-creator Joseph Staten. I forgot
That's
he went to
interesting.
Netflix. I forgot Netflix
Yeah.
took him after he left 343. Crazy.
Well, I think he got booted and looked for a job as quickly as possible, and it
Netflix
landed
is
on
like,
Netflix.
sure, bro.
Yeah, we'll see how that one ends up. I don't think Joseph's ever actually programmed and made a game before, so we'll see.
Creative director, Mike. Understand?
Oh yeah,
Creative-
co-creator. Who knows what that
Creative
means?
director. He makes the decisions. All right. He knows ball,
True.
as they say.
True.
But yeah, interesting stuff. Mike, are we gonna see a Netflix gaming renaissance or revolution? Let's see this.
I hope so. And the reason why I hope so is I want to see Xbox with some serious competition. I think PlayStation's a little bit too behind on their cloud gaming. I think Google Stadia was never going to work. It was just going to implode. And I think the only reason why people are on Nvidia GeForce now is because everybody's got an Nvidia graphics card if you're into gaming. And if
True,
you have
true.
that good of a graphics card, why in the world are you cloud gaming to begin with? You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not sold on Nvidia's GeForce Now. There's some issues with it. Cloud gaming, I think their Xbox cloud gaming is their probably number one issue is the fact that there's not a lot of people with the high internet speeds that are necessary to be successful.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair. I would say that is very fair. Um, yeah. I mean, I want to see competition too. And Netflix is a big player, you know? They can make something
Yeah.
happen. They do it right. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. I I I think the road will be difficult, but I think it is possible with Netflix. I do.
That little mobile controller looks pretty rad. See this thing? Look
It reminds me of the original Nintendo controller, Super Nintendo. It's
I
pretty
don't know.
cool.
Yeah.